Elon has a office in the White House. He has a White House badge. As far as I know, he has not passed a background check. He hasn't passed an FBI check. He hasn't
more than any American
disclosed anything that federal employees are supposed to. I mean,
who's gotten us to the moon? Who's gotten us into space? He's got us to space.
It wasn't us.
We went to space long before. What citizen? That's the government. Excuse me. That's the government.
So what?
It takes a lot of
Actually, what I would say is that Elon Musk actually is the government because a lot of what he did was subsidized by the government.
Okay, because the government unfortunately wasn't able to get it done, and he was. Biden, though, everyone gave him money to experiment with this. NASA went down in a ball of flames. He's our hope.
That was a clip from CNN, and guest Arthur Aidala was saying that he has no problem with Elon Musk having such a prominent role, however official or unofficial, in our government because Elon has earned it. No background checks, no problem. Apparently Elon Musk is the one who took us to the moon, even though we went to the moon before Elon Musk was even born. Before we go on, here's more from the segment where host Abby Phillip and her guest push back on Aidala's assertions.
The issue is they're usually guardrails, checks and balances on wealthy people being able to basically control the entire government. And they're not working right now because they're not.
You know, I build rockets and cars and stuff. So what am I doing in politics?
You also heard from Van Lathan in that clip arguing that Elon Musk has, for one, largely been so successful in the space industry specifically because of government subsidies, but also that Elon Musk, despite his businesses and his wealth and now his political influence, is not anyone that should necessarily be celebrated or idolized or given unlimited and unfettered access to our government. Aidala tried to use the tired old argument that Elon Musk creates jobs, but he didn't get very far with that. He later claimed that NASA has gone down in a ball of flames, so Elon Musk is our hope for space travel and exploration. Okay, first of all, placing all of your hope into one man who has already demonstrated unstable behavior and questionable values is not anything to celebrate. You should be questioning, if you really believe that this one guy is our hope, why that hope has been consolidated into one guy, one billionaire no less, when there's an entire industry that has been built to support the thing that Elon Musk now apparently has or should have full control over, according to those people. Also, I live in Houston. Without giving away my exact location, the Johnson Space Center is not far from here. If you come down to Houston, there's a very good chance that in any part of town, you'll run into someone who is in some way, shape, or form making their living through NASA or the larger space complex. In fact, my husband works there, so I asked him if NASA has gone down in a ball of flames lately, and I had just missed it. He said no, that has not happened. There have been a lot of shakeups in the industry, however, and a lot of those shakeups can be attributed to Elon Musk and other billionaires' involvement in the industry. The shakeups I'm thinking of are generally not great, but I suppose that's a matter of opinion. Either way, the end result is that in this industry, like in so many other industries, there has been a disproportionate amount of authority and resources granted to a few individuals who are now able to shape the industry around themselves, around their egos, their profits, and their legacies. So you may not have noticed her sitting there in the clips that I showed you, but Kara Swisher was on that CNN panel. Swisher is a journalist who has worked in the tech space for over 20 years. She's known Elon Musk and others like him for a very long time, and she's very familiar with and critical of these types.
He crashed, 90 rockets before he got the right one. NASA can't do that.
And she's not muddling her words or her feelings when she says that Elon Musk is, quote, losing his effing mind online. On her podcast, she was referring to Elon's recent super right-wing behavior, not just where he made a gesture twice that many took to be a Nazi salute, but also his addressing the far-right party in Germany, telling them not to feel badly about the past anymore. Or when he went to Italy and espoused the virtue of keeping culture intact, which is ironic coming from a literal colonizer and a billionaire. This is just a side point from the bigger conversation that we're having in this particular video, but if localities are losing their culture, it's not because of mass voluntary immigration. It's because of globalization, which is perpetuated by billionaire capitalists like Elon Musk. But as I said, that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, Swisher said of Musk, I often say that X has turned into a Nazi porn bar. And today it really is. I have to say, Elon's really trotting out all the Nazi references today. He's doubling down on his behavior. I think he's trolling us with these fascist salutes, and now he's been tweeting Nazi-related puns. Of course, Swisher was referring to Elon's tweet that he posted after he received backlash for the gesture he made twice. It wasn't an apology for making the gesture, nor was it an explanation for his intention behind it. After all, he's the richest man in the world. He's a job creator. He took us to the moon. Why should he have to apologize to anyone for anything? No, instead he tweeted a bunch of Nazi-related puns because this man and the people who support him are children. Swisher also said about X that there's obviously not anything happening there in terms of trust and safety. Again, because why would anything like that need to happen? Elon Musk has created the exact platform he wanted to create. He's the one pushing the ideologies that would be considered problematic to have on a platform like that. And this is the guy that people like Arthur Aidala on that CNN panel believe should just be given unlimited access to our government. I don't know when, if ever, this country is going to stop worshiping people just because they have a ton of money, regardless of how they obtain that money. The worship of money and the idolization of the wealthy is baked into our national culture. To an extent, yes, kudos to anyone who is able to be successful in business and is able to support themselves and their families, and respect to people who are able to enrich their communities in turn. But let's be so real, that is not what Elon Musk is doing. Elon Musk is trying to buy our government. In fact, it seems as though he already has, but what's most shocking is how many people are fine with it. By the way, this whole story reminded me of a scene from the show Silicon Valley, where Kara Swisher, playing herself, was interviewing one of these tech billionaires, and he claimed that the plight of billionaires in this country is worse than what the Jewish people endured during the Holocaust. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should check it out. Otherwise, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks.